No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. Do you see?
Alright, now that we have all the data when it comes to obesity and how serious it really is, I want to try and make sure I get two angles. Actually, I'm going to try and break this down into two videos here. The first video basically is based on first video is actually going to be based on like the outside looking in, right? When you're dealing with someone who's obese and you know you're actually trying to get them desperately to change and all that stuff, but that person, whether it's like a he or she, have may be, you know, it's a little bit like out of the woods. Just don't even feel like having in the mood today, right? If you feel that it's may be, you want to try to make sure that you have to try and make sure that the communication is literally smooth, right, before you're able to actually try and go in order to actually get to the desired results you want, in order to actually get that person literally be more active. You know, ask some questions for that person, like, you know, what caused them to be in this state, right? How did he or she actually gain all the weight fast, or has any issues or concerns? Like, how is he able to get addicted to all these foods, all these foods and all that stuff? You know, is there like a deep story behind it, right? Is there some issues and ills that may have triggered certain depressions, anxiety that may have forced that person to be in that overweight or obese state? Is she pregnant? Is the overweight woman pregnant, however it may be, and she had trouble literally picking off the pounds, and she's struggling any way she could, and she felt extremely depressed and the whole 9 yards? You know, has she actually dealt with drugs, right? Drug use would be another issue. Alcohol use, you know, certain trying to actually came by in the family, abuse, right? Those types of factors that usually would come in that could factor into why he or she is literally that way. You know, you got to ask these type of questions before you actually literally try to come in. And step two in this whole thing, you want to try to ease that person into an active lifestyle as simple and as slow as possible, so that he or she will able to actually get like slow endorphins and literally all that stuff literally combined, so that he or she will actually feel more motivated, literally be more active, one day at a time, one step at a time. And it could simply be as simple as walking. You don't really need to actually tell that person needs to lose weight, where he or she needs to lose weight, however it may be. All you gotta do is tell them like, hey, you know, let's go for a quick walk. Let's go for a quick advance. You know, let's go tour around the bridges. You know, let's go tour around the city. Let's go tour around the waterfront and see the water and see the beautiful views of the mountain. Let's go see this little beautiful view up here and see where we could come about, and then try to explore and not really worry too much about actually being sedentary. All right, let's go have a little bit of fun. You know, if you like it, great. You know, if we don't, maybe we'll try to figure something out. Right? Slowly ease them in. And if that person becomes more and more interested as the days go on, then you can actually facilitate, like a personal trainer actually help assist you. You can facilitate a nutritionist. You can facilitate basically like another cardiologist actually trying to help them deal with like any weight issues, however it may be, as well as a I forgot the other word as well. I know it's definitely nutritionist. Dietitian as well would be like another one. You know, maybe a personal cook, however it may be, depending on that person's situation. You know, as long as you actually thoroughly dig into the whys, into what's really going on in that person's life, on how he or she actually got obese, whether it's childhood, whether it's like tough environments, whether it's you know, whether it's, how should I say, whether it's even like unfortunate traumas or even extremely traumatic situations that are extremely tragic that they have trouble really coming back from, and they're afraid to get out of the house. You know, that could be another reason why. You gotta actually literally try to factor those things in there. So those are things that literally food for thought. You don't have to try to rush that person like literally into intense workouts like right away, because unfortunately if you do that, you know, it's going to be a problem, and she's going to be way more disinterested to literally try to be more active moving forward. You know what I mean? And this could work with overweight women, overweight people. This could work with overweight dudes, overweight women, pregnant women. It could work with them. All you gotta do is actually provide with a simple plan and strategy, and actually dig into the whys, and then try to come up with like a good strategy to try to slowly motivate them and encourage them, just to try and get them to be more happier and just have them be more enthusiastic and have more endorphins up in the system. All right, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris and Paul from the Nerd Chronicles is signing out. Part 2 when it comes to the overweight dudes will be coming up very, very shortly.
Now, worst case scenario, right? If Big Shirley, like a Big Shirley, is still not receptive after all the efforts that you try to sort of give them, encourage them. If they become a drag on your life, whether it's like a relationship or closer, how it may be, don't be afraid to walk away if it gets to that point. God forbid, hopefully it doesn't. But worst case scenario, if she's still not receptive and it's still pleasing, and it's still spooks, and they'll tell you all these other crazy names just because they're actually trying to encourage her to actually prolong her life, just walk away and let her be. Let them be. Let him or her be, right? That's the thing that really is going to suck. But you have to try and make sure you get your Saturday Lily under control, right? And let her figure out the road of however she wants to do, or not she wants to actually just stay the way she is, or, make sure she tries to be active. At the end of the day, that's on them, regardless of what the consequences may be later on in life.
To the girls that laugh at me whenever I'm filming myself in the gym because you don't think that my body deserves to be filmed on a workout, let me tell you this, because clearly nobody has ever told you this. The only way that you win, the only way that you will ever win is if I quit, period.
I got a 2-ton Tilly over here.
You must have seen this video making the rounds of this poor, sweet girl minding her own business getting fat shamed at the airport. This is the girl who did it, Crystal McKay, who is complaining that there's nothing to eat at airports for people with celiac disease, but she felt the need to fat shame a complete stranger. I wish I could find that sweet girl just sitting there looking humiliated and giving her a big hug and telling her that she's beautiful and amazing. And Crystal, let me tell you, sisters are supposed to support sisters. Women supporting women, you have been officially kicked out of the sisterhood.
One more thing before I go, right? Please, please, please don't be making a mockery and making fun of obese and overweight people that are literally trying to change their life by actually trying making the effort to literally work out. Don't be literally acting a fool and being all the way disrespectful, you know what I mean? And be like another victim of literally Joey Swole, all right? Anyone that actually does it, that shows a reflection of your character, and it shows how miserable you really, truly are.
Well, the boys have found the video. I get comments like this, like literally every minute right now. Just in the past few hours, it's gained 1 million views, which is crazy to me. I'm literally getting dressed to go work out, and the hate comments on that video, crazy.
The boys may have found your video, but no real man, no good human being with a good heart would ever say something like this. So pardon my language, and Mama Swole is going to be mad at me for this, but f them and f anybody that thinks they can tell you what to wear to the gym or anywhere. You do you. You wear what you want, you do what you want, continue to try and better yourself. I think you're absolutely beautiful, and nobody ever has the right to tell you what to wear. Everybody go show this beautiful young woman some love. I got your back.
Do you see